Okay, so here is Debbie Clay.
Thank you very much. I don't care how old you are when it happens. When you lose your mama, it hurts bad, real bad. My mom, Nancy, was a teenage mother. She never finished high school. She wasn't lucky enough to go to a great college like UC Berkeley, but she was a really talented and naturally gifted musician. And at the age of 17, she lied about her age, saying she was over 21 so that she could play in clubs to help support her family and my dad through college. She had me when she was 15. She was funny and cute and kind of kooky and loving and a great cook, and she was my mom. She was 46 years old when cancer took her from us. And we were shocked and puzzled by her diagnosis of renal cell or kidney cancer. My mom had never smoked, lived a healthy life, but she had spent a very long musical career playing in clubs and bars, and our doctors told us that most likely Mom's cancer was from secondhand smoke. She only lived 8 months past her diagnosis. We had one last Christmas with her. It was my best and my worst. And in the days before her death, right after the holidays, I thought about the future without her. All that she would miss, how much she would be missed. I was married at the time but didn't have kids yet, and it hurt bad knowing my mom would never know my kids. When something like this happens to you, you never really get over it. You learn how to live with it, one day at a time. And I naively thought that that was the only time that cancer would touch my life. But in the spring of 2010, getting out of the shower one morning, I noticed a funny little dimple in my left breast. Thought it was kind of odd, never noticed it before. I'd also had some itching in that breast as well. I decided to go ahead and schedule my mammogram early. I wasn't really worried about it. Cancer didn't run in our family. I didn't smoke. No history of breast cancer in the family. My mom's cancer, they said, was probably a result of secondhand smoke. Most of my life, I thought I'd done all the right things, had led a healthy lifestyle, ate my veggies, breastfed 2 boys, and a husband. I didn't know that breast cancer will affect 1 in 8 women in their lifetime. 1 in 8. I didn't know that the 2 greatest risk factors for breast cancer are being a woman and getting older. And all the years I did breast self-exams looking for a lump or a pea or a golf ball, I never knew that sometimes dimpling in the breast is a sign of breast cancer. I never knew that an itchy breast can be a sign of breast cancer. An inverted nipple can be a sign of breast cancer. I don't know how to explain to you the fear and grief and shock and uncertainty that comes over you when you hear the words, "You have cancer, Debbie. You're stage 3. Your cancer treatment will take the next year of your life." And even though I was all grown up, I felt about 5 years old, and I needed my mom. It was like a black cloud was hanging over me, and it was inside me too. And it was as if the cancer spoke to me. Yeah, I got you. I got you. You didn't see that coming, did you? And I'm going to take you away from your kids the same way I took your mom from you. A cancer diagnosis, it really shakes you. I felt helpless, and I felt hopeless. But I survived the day I had to tell my boys, Mom has cancer. I'll never forget the fear on their faces and their tears, and looking at me as if to say, Mom, is everything going to be okay? I survived 5 months of chemo, the sickest I've ever been. I survived the morning I woke up and my pillow was covered in my own hair, and huge clumps of it came out in my hand. I survived the morning after a double mastectomy, when I peeked under the sheets to find a chest as flat as a sidewalk. I'll tell you, it's a hard thing when you're a girl to lose your hair and your boobs, no matter how grown up a girl you are. I survived 7 weeks of radiation, skin that was raw and burned and wept and could not have clothes touch it. I survived the extreme exhaustion that comes with radiation, and I survived walking into a concrete room with a 4,000-pound door to keep the radiation in, the same radiation that was going to be directed right at me. I'll tell you, many times during cancer treatment, I thought, are you people trying to save me or kill me? Cancer treatment, some say, is like trying to kill the fleas on a dog with a stick. And they're right. But there was something that happened to me early in treatment that was a life changer for me and helped me make the shift from victim to survivor and thriver. It was my first relay. I was only 4 months into chemo when my friend, who was the chair of the Vallejo Relay, asked me to come out and walk the survivor's lap. I didn't know anything about relay. I couldn't for the life of me figure out why in my condition she wanted me to come out and walk a high school track. I really didn't want to go, but I forced myself. I arrived that morning, and when I registered, they sent me to the survivor's table. And I felt a little awkward knowing I wasn't a cancer survivor. My heart was still working hard to accept the reality and challenges of a cancer diagnosis and treatment. When I went up to the table, the woman there gave me my purple shirt, and I noticed they were writing numbers on people's balloons and tying them to the survivor's wrist. How long a survivor are you? She asked me. I'm not really a survivor. I'm still in treatment. And she looked at me and said, honey, from the minute you heard the words, you have cancer, you're a survivor. So I told her I'd been diagnosed 4 months prior, and she put a 1 on my balloon. I put on my purple shirt, and I took my place on the track among many purple shirts. And with each step, I started noticing all the balloons, some of them with really big numbers on them, like 20 or 15 or 7 or 2. When you have a 1, a 2 is a big number. So with every step around that track, I felt so embraced and empowered and comforted knowing I wasn't alone in this, that people can and do recover from cancer and resume their lives. I could feel my hopefulness getting boosted and powered up, and that voice to survive and fight back got louder and louder and that cruel cancer voice got smaller and smaller. I felt like I was a superhero getting powered up with a big can of cancer whoop-ass. You picked the wrong bitch, cancer. I ain't going down without a fight. I walked my first relay while still in treatment, sick and bald. But I was changed. I left there with hope and a new title, breast cancer survivor. I've walked my second relay in Vallejo after finishing a year of cancer treatment. And that relay I walked with a head of hair but no boobs, and very proudly as a hero of hope for ACS, and I spoke at our luminary ceremony that night. I just want you to know there are all kinds of good reasons for you to relay and support ACS, largest nonprofit funder of cancer research. All they do to help cancer patients and caregivers, education and prevention programs, but speaking as a survivor, let me tell you that what you do here at Relay really helps survivors like me. You know, my shirt says Hero of Hope, but where do we heroes get our hope? We get it from the people that love us and took care of us. And we get it from people like you who show up to give us support, and you give me more than what cancer could ever take from me. We live in a world where so much means so little, but I want you to know that what you do here today really means something. I see your faces, I see your commitment and passion and fight back, and it keeps me going and hopeful and fighting. I have no doubt that your efforts will lead to a cure, and someday we'll walk this track together, and I'll be an old lady, and we'll just come to celebrate and remember, because the fight will be over. There'll be no more fighting back, because we'll have a cure. So I relay so nobody will ever have to lose another mama to cancer. I relay so nobody will have to hear the words, "You have cancer." I relay alongside you to show you that hope is unstoppable, our faith unshakable, and our resolve to fight back unbreakable. In relays all over our country, tracks are walked, millions of dollars raised, and for me, when the luminarias are lit, it's like a track becomes a holy place. We do all this to show that for every family cancer hurts, thousands of us will show up every year to celebrate and remember and fight back until there's a cure. I'm blessed to be grateful. I'm blessed and grateful to be here with you. My son Zach is here with me. And today is April 21st, 2012. And today is the 2-year anniversary of my cancer diagnosis. I really appreciate that you all threw this big party just for me. So, let's get the party started. Because this ain't UC Davis. And it's not Stanford. This is UC